I know I said this week's video was going to be about color theory, but we're going to hold on that so that I can do some more research and bring you a really robust video. Instead, today we're going to dive into lighting design. You might be able to notice that today's video is artificially lit because I'm not filming it in the daytime. And if you couldn't tell the difference, that means I did a pretty good job. So let's just get into the video. Hey, welcome back to the Experience Lab. I'm Joanna, your Experience Navigator, and on this channel, I share experiential tips for everyday brands. A lot of times when you think about lighting, you think about it as something functional and not necessarily as something that impacts your design one way or another. But the truth is, just like your decor, your lighting choices give your guests a lot of information about the space, not to mention helping them navigate. So over the past couple of weeks, I've been taking an online course on a platform called Domestika. The course is called Lighting Design for Interior Spaces, and Domestika is basically a Coursera, but 99% of the courses are in Spanish. So if you're interested, I will definitely link it down below, but beware that you will be watching in Spanish and reading English subtitles. To make it a little bit easier for you, I've pulled out a couple of key concepts and then added some things on that I know and have learned throughout my career. One of the quotes from the instructor of this course is, "Color is not constant. Color changes when light changes." Now, this is something that is widely understood in the theater industry, where certain colors absorb light and certain colors reflect light more. And that really influences their set design, their costume choices, and things like that. So when you're pulling your decor inspiration, like I mentioned in my last video, you definitely want to pay attention to how your furniture choices are being lit. The materials that you're using, the fabric of the furniture, all of those things can change visually by how they're lit. Another concept that the instructor brought up is that people have no concept of time when the lighting doesn't change. When the lighting is constant in a space, people tend to stay longer because they can't tell whether it's day or night. So if you're looking to maximize the amount of time that people are spending in your venue, that's something that you definitely want to take into consideration. But what I'll say on the flip side to that is that you can actually use your lighting to your advantage to signal changes within your event. Think about when you go to a movie theater or even a Broadway play where the house goes dark when the show is about to start and the lights come back on both at intermission to let you know it's time to take a break and also at the end of the evening. The same is true in nightclubs where they turn the lights on at the end of the evening to let you know that the night is over and it's time to go home. Now, another thing you want to think about with your lighting is how it's going to show up on camera. So when you're expecting people to take pictures for Instagram or Facebook or Snapchat or whatever, what is that lighting going to look like? What is the venue going to look like? And apart from the user-generated content, your photographer and or videographer are also using the lighting in your venue as raw materials to help tell your brand story when this is all over. So when you're choosing your lighting, the key thing that I want you to think about is that there are 3 different types of lighting. There's your ambient lighting, your task lighting, and then your accent lighting. Ambient lighting is the general light in the space that's going to make sure that your guests and yourself, your staff, etc. aren't bumping into walls and can generally function. When you're in a well-lit room with the blinds or curtains open and no other light is on, but you can see and do everything that you need to do, you're using ambient lighting. Now, task lighting is a little bit more concentrated, and this is going to be your reading lamp, your wall sconce, anything that's going to help people see what they're doing. A lot of times if you go into a dimly lit bar or lounge, there will be some sort of other light source that's illuminating your table or something that you can use to see your menu so that you're not, again, stumbling around. When you're at home, that can look like a reading lamp, a wall sconce, or even the light above your stove that helps you see what you're cooking. When you're out at a bar or lounge, that could be the concentrated light that's over your table so that you can see your food or your menu, or even any light source that's over the bar so that you can, again, see your drink, make your cash transaction, and do it without fumbling and making mistakes. And then your accent lighting are those fun touches like fairy lights, candles, and things of that nature that help give a warm glow and add some accent to the space. This could also be something like a neon light. So basically, an accent light is a light that adds to the ambiance but doesn't really help you do anything within the space. It's primarily there for decoration and to look pretty. If you are going to go the route of custom lighting a space, one thing you want to do is probably work with a professional, even if it's just for a consultation, so that they can give you also the difference between cool lighting and warm lighting, where one is sort of more of a blue hue and another one is that yellow, orange, warmer tone, something like sunlight. Those light source temperatures can determine how easily your guests' eyes get tired, how receptive they are to certain things, how they think that they look in the mirror or in photos. So you definitely don't want to just go in blind. I strongly suggest you at least do some research before you dive into custom lighting. And the last thing I want you to consider, which kind of goes back to this ambient versus task versus accent lighting, is whether or not you want people to see each other. There is research that shows that when the room is dark, people's inhibitions are relaxed, and it could make for more conversation or more dancing. So whether you want people's inhibitions to be relaxed for them to converse, dance, or just let loose in general, or you want the environment to be a little bit more professional and a little bit more bright and well lit where people know that they can see who they're talking to, just keep that in mind as well. Overall, I hope this gives you a better understanding of how lighting is a choice that can significantly impact how people are perceiving your experience. And if you've ever been in a situation where you've had to use a candle to read your menu at your table, or maybe use your cell phone light to see your money at a bar, then you understand the implications of poor lighting choices within a space. So if you found this video helpful, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. As always, I'm Joanna, this is the Experience Lab, and I will catch you in the next one.